Yeah, this weekend, I think that I've heard the term a couple times, you know, like we snuck in under the radar and stuff like this. I definitely think, you know, these Southern League teams are coming more prepared against us, and even teams in our division, you know, maybe we've raised a few eyebrows. So there's definitely no nights off for, you know what I mean, like teams won't come in here and take us lightly anymore. You know, Sheffield is battling to keep up with those top two up there, and they're a proud team. They want to be up there, so they're going to come in here and they're going to need these 2 points. They're going to want them bad. So we'll probably even see a much tougher squad than we've seen last time. So it's going to take a big effort. And you go down to Cardiff. I mean, Cardiff just plays great hockey in that rink. It's small, it's tight, it's a tough game. They rely on their toughness in there, and very difficult to come out of Cardiff with points. You know, so we got a tough weekend ahead of us, and then we've got Belfast midweek on Wednesday as well. So three incredibly tough games, probably, you know, 3 of the 4 top teams in the country. Big ask, but hey, you know what? Like you said, we've had some limited success against them, and there's no reason why we shouldn't think we can keep that going.
So Jeff, what do you make of Todd's haircut?
It's good. I just saw it now. He looks like a young buck again. So you know, maybe it'll add some years onto his or take some years off his game. Maybe I'm sure he'll be flying around this weekend with it. So looks good though, yeah.
At yelling and getting mad at it, frustrated with these refs isn't going to make them change their call. If anything, they tend to go the other way. And we've had a number of discussions with them, positive and negative. I mean, I like Jeff's edge. He plays out there, and he does play on that edge. So I don't want to take that aggression and that that physical toughness out of the game. He comes from North America, but we're not playing in North America now. The standard of reffing that he's used to is different. It's just different. A European game is different, and it can be frustrating for some of these guys. But they have to remember where they are, and But when a guy plays with his motion right in the sleeve like that, it can boil over at times. And now unfortunately we're missing an import for this weekend for pretty needless suspension. But like I said, it's a double-edged sword, and we think we got a great player in Jeff, and we want him to continue playing good, but we need him out on the ice.
It's something that I've kind of dealt with my whole career. It comes from passion, and it does come from the right place. When I lose it sometimes on an official or even on a teammate or myself, it's because I want to win so badly, and unfortunately sometimes I don't show it the right way, and I get disappointed in myself more so than anybody else would be disappointed. And I've talked to Dan and Dutz about it over the year, and they understand, and it's just one of those things, like I said, that I've battled my whole career. I try my best. I'm actually probably a lot better than I have been in the past, believe it or not, and it's just one of those things I'm always working on, and like I said, I feel bad because it's cost me a game here for an important game, and hopefully I'll learn my lesson from it going forward here, and for the rest of the year. But at the same time, I'm not going to totally lose that passion. I'm going to still, be the same player, and because I think that's what gives me success as a player, is that emotion and that passion. So it's kind of finding the right the right median and the right mix, and but yeah. So obviously I'm disappointed, and I'll take my medicine and serve my punishment, and I'll be ready to go Sunday night. So.
We've been preparing all week for the games coming up, and Sheffield, Cardiff. We know right off the bat it's going to be a big ask. Specifically, missing your captain. Casey's a very influential player in our lineup. Zach Caribou's been out for a week here with a bug, but we're hoping to get him back and get him with a skate. And we're missing, one of our top D-men for Saturday's game due to suspension. So. A lot of things running against us right now, but we've absorbed injuries and suspensions in the past. We've been successful in this building, and relative a bit of success down in Cardiff as well. So I think that we just have to come out prepared, have confidence in our game, and really got to scrape together some points here in the next couple of games. It's a tough run for us.
Yeah, having Zach back would be good. I mean, he had a pretty bad bug apparently, so actually the first time we've seen him here today, so hopefully he'll get a good skate in and he's feeling ready to go for the weekend. And it's big, especially having me out. Having Zach back will be important on the back end there, just to give those guys some extra rest and a little more energy. And Zach's he's a good young player for us. He skates the puck well, and he obviously shoots the puck well. So having him there is important. And then missing Casey you're never gonna replace a guy like him. He's first of all, he's our captain and our leader. Other guys like myself and Jason Pitton and Derek, wearing A's, have to really step up in that aspect. But on the ice, he's like I said, he's not replaceable. He's our catalyst, especially offensively. So because of that, I think we've been stressing that we need to simplify our game. It's not going to be 5-4 wins here. We have to bear down defensively, play strong in our own end, and squeeze out a couple tight 2-1 games or something, right? So
a lot depends on advice we're getting from the physio, which has been positive. I mean, I don't think it'll be as long as was initially thought, and his pain threshold. I had a good talk with Casey the other day, and it's not going to be something that I don't want to push him into the lineup and we end up losing him for the season, and it affects his long-term health. We want this injury to heal, and we want him back as soon as possible. So our physio's been extremely accommodating, getting him in there 3-4 times a week, really pushing him. By all accounts, Casey's been taking heed of the advice he's been given and kind of following it to the letter. So if there's any possibility of getting him back any quicker, hopefully by, he gave me a short-term goal of possibly next weekend, but we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. The main thing is we get him healthy and get back in the lineup for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you can add another import, it's just gonna add to our depth, and I think that every single import we have, and Brit we have here, is a big, important part of our team. So I don't think we're looking to replace anyone by any means. I think everyone that's here is doing their job and doing it well. But that being said, if you can bring in another import that, maybe another goal scorer, or maybe a strong stay-at-home D or somebody like that, that's just going to really add to your lineup. Obviously, you'd have to think about it. You'd have to acknowledge it, because we're moving into a tough stretch here. Every other team, like you said, is building up themselves. They all seem to have 11 imports. So if you're going into the game without it, especially with our injuries now, you're at a disadvantage before the game starts. That's not to say that we can't win with less imports, but it makes it more difficult. So I think that I'm sure Todd and Danny are looking for the right thing, and if they get the green light, I'm sure they'll pull the trigger on it, and that should help for sure.
We are constantly looking for to improve this squad. I mean, a few names have come across our desk that we've been interested in, and you know what I mean? Like, it's a case of, we fought for, it's funny because we fought for the 9th, we got the 9th, we fought for the 10th and told we were pushing it. I got told we were pushing it, and now, we're pushing for the 11th. But, I mean, that just goes to show that, myself and Stuart, at the end of the day, I got a lot of friends in the room, but at the end of the day, this is a business, and our business is winning, and we're getting back to winning ways here in the Flyers dressing room. And I think if you reflect on last year, it was okay for us to turn up and get close, and the majority of folk around were satisfied with that. This year we've got a taste of the winning ways, just a taste of it, and we've put ourselves in a good position, and your competitiveness comes right back to you, and it's catchy. Like, everybody in this room wants to win bad, and me just as much as anybody. So an 11th guy would not only make us that little bit extra competitive, but it would help us absorb injuries, help us absorb suspension, and these things happen to all teams down the line. As soon as we lose a guy, we're down to 9. We came up with a crazy stat, like we've had 10 since mid-November or something like that, but we have not played a full game with our 10 imports in a lineup. I don't know if many people know that or not. So we've actually been running with 9 because we always have a suspension or injury or sickness. So we've been pretty successful with 9. If we can get our 10 back in full in our lineup, good things will come into the club. And if we get 11, I mean, that would be superb for us. So, you know, we're constantly battling for it, and we want that, because not only we want it for ourselves, we want to show everybody that this club wants to be competitive and wants to win this league, and I think we are. I mean, we got a good mix here, and we just have to find a way to keep everybody healthy, and I think we can do some damage.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very impressed from the start, and I think that, and it's not just the southern teams either. I mean, we play the northern, the Scottish teams a lot, and just the talent level. I mean, I played in pretty good level back home, and in the ECHL, which is really good hockey, and I mean, almost every single import that I've seen in this league could play in that league for sure. So you have really good, high skill, quality players on every team, and then on top of that, the Brits. I mean, a lot of good Brits here, and I think that the game here is improving. From what I hear from guys like Dutes and Danny that have been in the league, they say this is by far the most quality of talent that there's been throughout the league, and you can tell. I mean, there's very competitive. Anybody can beat anybody on any given night, and that's all you want in a league is that parity and that ability where the competition is strong, and it's been good. I mean, the style of play is similar to North America, which I think kind of suits my game a bit, which has been nice for my transition coming over to Europe. But other than that, no, it's I've been very happy, and it's a fun league to play in, and other than getting in trouble with the refs, I've enjoyed myself immensely. So.